Can a person who is not Jewish observe the Shabbat? Jewish tradition, the Torah, and that is oral Torah as well, address the question on whether a non-Jew, that is Gentile, may observe Shabbat. Here's a key takeaway from some of the things that I've put together just for you. The Torah's view is explicit. It explicitly commands the Jewish people to observe Shabbat as a covenant between them and God. Let's look at Exodus 31:16 through 17. The children of Israel shall keep the Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout their generations as an everlasting covenant, and it is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. Deuteronomy 15:14, the Torah states that even a Gentile servant in a Jewish household must rest on Shabbat, implying that the day is meant specifically for those under Jewish authority. Now, the Talmud takes a bit more stringent view against Gentiles observing Shabbat fully as the Jewish people do. Sanhedrin 58b states a Gentile who observes Shabbat is liable to death. Now, some of the detractors in the world that is not Noahides or Jews often quote this as saying the Jewish people will execute non-Jews in the world of redemption during the time of redemption, or whatever it may be, or if the Jews get to the place of ruling the world, this is what they'll do. Well, this does not mean that the court should execute such a person, but rather that the severity of this prohibition is important to understand. The reasoning given is that Shabbat is a special covenant between God and Israel, and a non-Jew observing it as a Jew would be considered usurping that role or stealing from God and the Jewish people. How can a Gentile avoid this prohibition? Since prohibition is against the full Shabbat observance, rabbinic sources suggest that non-Jews who wishes to honor Shabbat should avoid keeping it in the same way that the Jews do. Here's some examples. A Gentile could perform small acts of work, or lighting a fire, or cooking on the Shabbat. That is to distinguish their observance from Jewish Shabbat laws. Alternatively, they may observe the spirit of the day without keeping all of the 39 prohibitions that are toward or for the Jew. Let's look at Noahide law and Shabbat. Gentiles are generally bound by the Sheva Mitzvot, or the 7 Noahide laws, which do not include Shabbat. Many rabbinic sources suggest that Noahide should instead dedicate a different day to spirituality or rest, but not in a way identical to Jewish observance. Now, here are some exceptions that have been sort of presented in the postmodern view. Some later rabbis, especially in contemporary times, have taken a more lenient approach, suggesting that Gentiles interested in observing Shabbat should do so in a modified way to honor its spirit without violating Talmudic prohibition. So, can a non-Jew observe Shabbat? Well, a non-Jewish person who is a ben or bat Noach, a son or daughter of Noah, who embraces the laws of the Torah for the non-Jew, who believes that there's only one God, certainly you can observe the Shabbat through remembrance, through acts of kindness, through charity, through spending time with your family, by cooking big meals, having a good time of celebrating that day that God has made special for He and the Jewish people. In the next video, I'm going to address how you can do that. How does that translate out? So you want to make sure that you look at the video that comes up next that says, how can a Noahide observe Shabbat? If you would like more information about NETIV, go to netivonline.org, netivonline.org, click through the spaces and see how you can be enhanced in your journey toward righteousness and goodness in the nations. Also, remember to like our videos and share them with your friends. It would help us out a lot. Until the next video, shalom.